What is up, Internet? This is Nova88 Viner here, and today is the International Friendly Day going on all around the world. And one of the marquee games today is the Battle for Britain, England versus Scotland at Wembley Stadium. I'm going to go ahead and give you some pre-match analysis and some things and information on previous encounters. So here we go. The last time that England and Scotland played was back in 1999. It was a two-legged cup playoff to reach Euro 2000 that year. Both England and Scotland both won in their away venues, but England was able to advance through on the goal differential. Some injury news for the England national team. There is Ashley Young, which suffered an ankle injury from the Community Shield against Wigan Athletic. And also Michael Carrick of Manchester United also suffered an injury in that game, which was actually to his eye. And for Scotland, two players that are coming back into the squad are Scott Brown and Kenny Miller, two experienced players that have had lots of experience with the national team. And then three players that are going to be out for this Scotland team are Darren and Stephen Fletcher and also Gary Caldwell. So I'm going to go ahead and watch the game. Stick around. I'm going to give my post-match analysis on England versus Scotland and also give some analysis on other matches that went on around the world today. Whoa, that's cool.
Into a good area. Welbeck gets away. James Morrison.
Oh! Yes! 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 Scotland! Yes! 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 What a goal! Oh my gosh, what a goal! Yes! As you can clearly see, I am a Scotland supporter. I have to tell you that this game was a brilliant game. Yes, it was considered a friendly, but the teams came out and just played with their hearts on their sleeves. I mean, it was a fantastic game. There was a lot of goals. There's a lot of good tackles. There's a lot of good passing. All I have to say is that it was an amazing game. For the first goal for Scotland, they actually were awarded a corner, and then they had actually a pretty cool play set up where they had a bunch of people on the very corner of the 18-yard box, and they kind of ran in diagonally as the ball was swung in. The ball was cleared out by Danny Welbeck, but James Morrison took the ball, hit it, and it went through the defenders and kind of took a deflection and went past Joe Hart. All I have to say is it was a creative corner that led to an amazing goal. Then England equalized with an awesome ball from Tom Cleverley that went into Theo Walcott, and he was able to juke his way through a couple of the Scottish defenders and put the ball into the net. It was a great play, a great pass, and it led to their first goal. Then Kenny Miller had an amazing solo effort against Gary Cahill. He actually took the ball in, it almost looked like he had a handball, but really didn't. Kind of did like a little juke sidestep type of thing. Got Gary Cahill to commit and kind of fell over a little bit. And then Kenny Miller just kind of took the ball on his left foot and then put the ball in the back of the net past Joe Hart. And then the next two goals from England, one was from Danny Welbeck. He was able to get into the air, made a great strike from his head, and then scored against Alan McGregor. And then finally the third goal, the amazing story of Ricky Lambert, the 31-year-old striker from Southampton. He comes on, his first touch of the ball as an England player, and he puts the ball in the net against Alan McGregor. What a nice story to hear. What an inspiration he is. I don't think it's the first time that a man like him at his age has scored for England, but it's also definitely just something that's really cool to hear a story like that. Overall, I was extremely impressed with the national team's performance today, both from Scotland and in England. They both came out and played a great game. They lived up to the reputation and the hype that was surrounded throughout the media of how England and Scotland such a huge rivalry, which it is. And they came out and they both put their hearts on their sleeves and played that way as well. And it was just a very entertaining game to watch. A lot of attacking play, a lot of good tackles, a lot of speed and a lot of pace. It was very nice to watch, especially because a lot of these players haven't even started for their clubs yet. It was good to see a lot of these players come out, play with such intensity and speed, and it just only, you'd think that they would try and make more friendlies like this, especially Scotland and England. With such a rivalry, it'll always lead to an entertaining game. And in other friendlies, we've got the U.S. playing Bosnia. It was a 4-3 thriller where Josie Altidore scored 3 goals for that game, had himself a nice little hat trick, and it's good to see that he's playing so well, especially with his move to the Premier League with the Sunderland side. Hopefully he'll be able to take that confidence and continue scoring goals with the United States national team and also with Sunderland as well. In another big matchup like the England and Scotland friendly, we had Belgium versus France. The two countries share a common language and a common border. They came out, they were playing tough, but you'd think that they would be able to have a nice goal scoring tally. It ended 0-0, which was a little disappointing. You'd like to see maybe a few goals out of both of those sides, but you couldn't ask for any better of the two teams. And two other countries featured in a friendly this time around. It was Ireland versus Wales. It was a 0-0 draw. You'd like to see maybe some more scoring out of those two teams, especially with a hot player like Gareth Bale. You'd expect him to come out and potentially score as many goals as he wants to. He's one of those hot players right now that can just pretty much score at will. Also, we had a shocking result between Switzerland and Brazil. Brazil is a tough team. They've just came off of their Confederations Cup victory and is looking and flying high. But Switzerland came out and they won, so it was kind of a shocker there. But not too much because I mean a lot of people think oh Switzerland is just a tiny little country. They have a lot of good talent. They're kind of like a Belgium where it's a small country, but they've kind of got a lot of players now that are coming up through the ranks and a lot of youthful players that are just good and also a lot of experienced players there as well. So it was good to see a potential World Cup winner getting defeated today by Switzerland. Overall, I was extremely impressed with the England-Scotland game today. It was a lot of good play. There's a lot of good tackles, good passing, good shots, good goals, everything that you can ask for in a friendly. There's a lot of passion involved with the two teams, seeing as how they've been bitter rivals since the beginning of their federations and since before that too. So it was good to see this kind of game. Hopefully they can continue doing more friendlies like this, maybe have kind of like a British Isles tournament type thing where Wales, Northern Ireland, Scotland, England, and maybe the Republic of Ireland would come together and maybe compete in some sort of competition. But overall, I was very impressed. This has been your guide, Nova88 Viner, and there's going to be some more videos coming up, especially with the new Premier League season starting. There's going to be more Arsenal Weekly episodes and some other match analysis, so stay tuned. There will be a link in the video section or in the link section below. Check it out.